Hello. And, well, I can't really tell if it's working. Something's changed. Okay. Welcome. I'm Amy Keller, and I'm going to say, welcome home because I've brought you into my treatment room. This is the place where I bring clients to feel extra at home and extra safe. And I was in here the other day and I was like, oh, my office, how I miss my clients and how I miss yesterday. And this is my place to feel safe. And I came in here to calm myself and to connect with myself. And I was like thinking, I wish I could bring the whole world into this room. And I can. So here I am. I've been talking to clients these past few days from my treatment room. And this is where I like to be. This makes perfect sense. So I'd say welcome. And I'm going to talk a minute about isolation and how isolation is something that I know. I'm alone a lot more than most people. I've worked at home by myself for about 26, maybe more years. And so there's a lot of isolation in there. And this actually is kind of the least isolated I've been for a really long time because I have a roommate. One of my closest friends, Loretta, lives with me, and that is wonderful. I love having somebody be here with me, especially during this isolation. And I'm even aware that this is more challenging for her than it is for me because, quite frankly, not much has changed for me as far as being home all the time. But even I went through that period of time, that panic that was in the air, and I couldn't get anything done, and I was crying a lot, and I couldn't sleep, and I couldn't get control of it, and I meditated for 30 years, and even I couldn't control it until I came in my room, and I went, oh, right, right, right. I fill this room with my vibration, and I teach people how to fill their space with their vibration and really bring themselves home wherever they are. And that's what I'm going to share with you because that's what I did. I walked in my room and I filled it with my vibration and I went, I'm home. Because that's what was happening is you start to feel like the walls are moving in on you. And I've seen people having panic attacks because you start to feel closed in. And because normally when we're out in the world, sometimes you talk up here and you're not even in your body and you're not even connected to yourself and you're not filling up your space at home, Margaret, and you're not expanding yourself to even connect with yourself. And I know about isolation. I'm just going to share with you that I had a massive brain injury. And when I recovered from that, I did it by staying home and not being around a lot of people. I couldn't take the mind, the energy. I just did my sound, which is the sound I work with, which is the yes sound. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. But even then, when you're isolated, you're with yourself and you don't have the distractions. So right now people are distancing, but at the same time, we're learning that we're more connected than ever. Without the distractions, we realize that what we most like about our daily life is the connections. You know, you don't have the distraction of shopping, or sports, or going out to meet somebody, or trying to make unhealthy connections. Excuse me, sorry. But you're having to actually be with yourself. And that's something that I learned in isolation. So I thought I'd share with you some of these questions to ask yourself while you've got nothing but yourself, which is, who am I when I'm not reflected back by somebody? And these are the questions that I deal with people when I'm talking about intimacy or connection or life coaching, getting to know yourself. Who are you when you're not reflected back by somebody? When you're not living up to somebody else's expectations, whether that's a partner or work, or they're not expectations about what you're wearing or what your makeup is or what your car is like, because right now you're not being defined by that stuff. So you get to know, who am I when somebody's not reflecting back? Who am I if I'm not working? Who am I if I'm not shopping, if I'm not creating of something? Who am I if I'm not bringing in money? who am I when I'm just still with myself? And this is part of what's making people uncomfortable and missing people. So I'm going to say, I wish I could get out of here. So I'm going to ask people to expand and fill their space. Hi, Marla. Part of why people feel so comfortable when they walk into my office is because I fill it with my vibration. I sing and I talk, and you can hear me make my sound at the beginning of my TED Talk. It's how I fill a room with my sound. You know what? I'm going to share a quick story. I was traveling, I was out of the country, and I didn't have any of my stuff, any money, or a passport. And I was staying at an ashram until things came in. And the man said to me, Amy, when you've done as much as you know, know as much as you know. I've been a Buddhist, I've been chanting for 30 years, and even I couldn't meditate at that time. And he said, when you know as much as you know, you don't have to talk about it. You can just beam it, sit and be it. And he said, I don't want you to say anything today. And then he brought me into a room onto a stage and he introduced me. He said, this is Amy Color and she's going to share herself with us. And he invited me to sit down, which I did. And then I'm like, I can't talk. I can't say anything. So I just beamed. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm. And I just shared my appreciation. And then what happened is you start to see it beaming back at me. Because that's what happens. The world really is a reflection, a mirror of what we're thinking in that moment. And your home is that too. And your body and your cells and what you think. So thank you, Sabrina and Marla. So right now with you, if you can hear me, if you can connect with me, then that means you're safe. And this is home. Mm-hmm. And what I do is fill a space with my sound, and I'm inviting you to do that at home because too often in the world, we keep our bubble right here, and when we're tense, we keep it really small. And I see people doing this. And that's not a vibration. And life and your body is vibration and intention. So right now, I'm going to do it probably 5 times. I'm going to show you in my treatment room how I fill this room with my energy so that when you walk in, you feel wrapped by me, wrapped by this loving, warm energy. And that's what I want your safe space to feel like right now. You can do this by yourself. You can do this with your partner. You can do this with your kids. You can do this in the bathroom if the only thing you can fill is yourself. So this is what it sounds like. Ah. Ah. Mm-hmm. Ha, filling the ceiling, spreading it, pouring it out on the floor. Ah, I'm home. I'm safe. Ah. It's like an exercise for yourself. And this space is what you need to fill your home with and your being. This is what's going to make you feel safe with yourself and everybody who's in your space. Even if you're doing a Zoom video, we keep getting caught up in talking about our fears and politics and stories. Oh, and vibration isn't about stories, it's about your truth, and it expresses right where you are. So if you need to cry, that's okay. You can give yourself an let that vibration come. If you're scared, if you're panicked, it might sound like this. And that's okay. That sound expresses yourself without using words because, quite frankly, there are no words for what any of us are feeling right now. I feel you. That said, thank you. I'm glad that felt good for you, Nicole. And I hope that others will tune in because I'm going to keep talking about this stuff. And in my office, I talk about the 3 keys of great sex because this is where people experience, I'm not going to use that word, this is where people experience a complete experience. And that is always, whether it's dinner and it's appetizer, a main meal and dessert, where you go, that was a complete experience. Or whether it's a date where you greet somebody, you get to know them, and then you say goodbye. So I greeted you. I shared a bit of myself with you, and I'm going to share with you what I love to do in this office. In the world, in our relationship, sometimes there aren't enough spaces where we can actually say, I love you, and feel it, and know that there's not an expectation, there's not a hook attached, somebody's not expecting it back. So you're allowed to be in my room and know that with all my heart, which I free and open in this space, I want you to hear, I love you. I want you to hear it in your head and say it for yourself so that you hear yourself say to yourself, I love you, for yourself, and know that you're safe and that the sound, really can help you. It's the yes sound. It's that sound where you go, like, are you okay? And you would answer with, It's a universal sound that tells your body that I'm safe and I'm okay. And when you feel, maybe you can feel me say that. And that will fill your whole space so that if you're going to be home and you can't get out, at least expand yourself to fill your space. The other thing that I hear people talk about is that they're touch starved. So I thought that I'd come back on probably tomorrow or the next day. We're all on no schedule at all. I've been busy helping people, and I'm offering that too. So if you need to connect with yourself or you just need to talk, I'm here. I'm offering free sessions. This is a unique experience and a unique time. And my calling in the world is to help people feel safe and connected, even when they don't feel it like they can be. So reach out if you need a hand and come back, because I'm going to talk about, are you in touch with yourself, when I see you next. So for now, fill your home, make you your safe space right where you are. Whether you're with other people and you're feeling crammed in or dealing with other people's moods, just like in that ashram where I sent out that sound and beamed my heart into a space, that's what comes back. And I love you, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.